air tag following us this whole time?
I can pull the Toby's Not Friendly card and
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is...
On July 14th, 2023, Kayla, the host of her self-titled channel, uploaded a video documenting what she called her scariest night stealth camping on a city street. But unlike most stealth camping videos where the biggest fear is getting told to move by local police or being asked to leave a parking lot, this one took an unexpected turn. Kayla and her sister are on a road trip from San Antonio to Austin, Texas. The plan is to enjoy the drive, grab some food along the way, and find a safe place to park the van for the night. It's the kind of content Kayla's is used to, but this casual day quickly turned into something far more stressful.
Yes, I drive with one shoe. I'm so tired. We stopped in some small town. I'm not really sure where I'm at, actually. Let me pick the thing. I think it's regular. I do have like an hour left, I believe. Hour and some change, to be exact. But so yeah. So right now we're just at the gas station getting some gas, and I'm gonna be heading back on the road. Let's see how much this is gonna take.
The first half of the night plays out normally. They stop for gas, pick up some food at a gas station, joke around, and eventually settle in for dinner. After eating, they explore Austin a bit, riding scooters downtown, checking out the nightlife, and eventually grabbing tacos from a late-night food spot. But after returning to their van, things get strange. Around 3 a.m., while getting ready to fall asleep in the van, Kayla's sister gets a disturbing notification on her phone. It's an alert from Apple's Find My network warning them that an AirTag has been detected following their location. For those unfamiliar, an AirTag is a small tracking device designed to help people find lost items, but it can also be used for much darker purposes.
We're gonna go to bed, so I'll see you guys in the morning. I'm sleepy. Don't make her from the food. Oh, I touched some feet.
Bro, you did not touch my feet.
And this thing. Did you get another alert?
No.
Another one?
I got another one.
No way.
Yes. It keeps saying first seen at 6:20.
So there's an air tag following us this whole time. Your current location can be seen by the owner of the air tag. I don't know if you guys can see it. But how is it? We were on the road on the way here, and now there's an air tag following us.
That's weird. But how would it get? Who would put that right there?
Oh no, we was driving too, so I don't. Should I call police? I think I should call police, because if there's somebody following us, then I'm gonna have to call police, right?
We have to find it too.
According to the alert, the AirTag had been moving with them since 6:20 p.m., shortly after they left San Antonio. The map showed their entire trip from the road to the gas station to downtown Austin, and now sitting quietly in their van. If this wasn't a glitch, it meant someone had planted a tracker on them. In the moment, the panic is real. Kayla admits to having anxiety and feeling genuinely scared. They decide to call their dad for advice. That's when the tension suddenly breaks. It turns out, their dad was the one who planted the AirTag. He had secretly slipped it into their belongings before the trip, not to scare them, but as a way to keep tabs on their safety.
Hello? Yeah, I have a problem. So there's a alert that came to our phone, well, Mari's phone, and it says something about like an air tag, and it's been following us since 6 o'clock, but we haven't been home and we've been on the road. I don't know what to do. Should I call the police? I'm kind of freaking out, having anxiety. Like, what should I do?
No.
You put that in there?
Yeah, because
Why you didn't say nothing?
Go far, and I want to make sure that guys are saying, you don't like to share your location anyway. So, try to sneak it through, but well, I guess you can't sneak it through shit these days.
No, because they gave us an alert and I thought a man was following us around. I'm literally parked. It's like 3 a.m. Why would you do that? You had me scared.
It's just for everybody's safety. Your safety, my sanity, all that. So, my bad.
Well,
You safe?
yes, thank you.
You should have said something.
In his mind, it was a precautionary move, a way to track their location in case something went wrong. But he hadn't told them. So when the Apple notification popped up, they thought it was a stalker or worse. Kayla's reaction is a mix of relief and anxiety. On one hand, they're safe. On the other, the experience left them rattled. The fact that they were able to be tracked so easily and for so long reminded them of how vulnerable you can be when living out of a van. And while this specific encounter ended up being a misunderstanding, the fear they felt in the moment was very real. Kayla shares openly how her heart was racing, how her mind jumped to worst-case scenarios, and how that feeling of being watched is something she'll never forget.
So it did work.
It worked and it freaked us out at 3 a.m. My anxiety's through the roof. But thank you for that. Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Adios.
Comes to find out, our dad put the air tag into our car. I'm tired and I want to go back to bed. Wait a minute, where do you think he put it at?
I don't know. Where could you?
I'll just call him tomorrow to see where it's at.
Yeah. Probably under the car.
Oh God, Dad, you're still here. Oh, we're gonna go back to bed.
This encounter wasn't the most terrifying event they've ever faced, but it was a perfect example of how even a normal night on the road can shift into panic. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. And just a heads up, the encounters in this video are only going to get more terrifying from here. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. Sarah Shamblin is a solo female van lifer who documents her life on the road with her dog Toby. Her channel is filled with the realities of van life and the moments that remind you just how vulnerable you are when you live alone in a vehicle. Her videos usually capture the lighter side of the lifestyle, but sometimes life on the road isn't just about routines. Sometimes it's about survival instincts. On this particular day, she'd been staying in town for a couple of days before heading to her next stop to pick up a package. She planned to spend the night in a dispersed campsite, away from people, where she could cook, edit videos, and finally catch up on rest.
I'm ready to go. I've been in this town for a couple days now and I actually really like it here, but I need to be in another town by Friday, or at least by this weekend, to pick up a package that I sent myself. And then from there, I want to start heading towards the Pacific Northwest, aka home. Oh my gosh, my whole place is so dirty. It's Thursday, so tonight I kind of want to stay in some dispersed land, take some time to do some editing and clean out my van and do all the things, chicken wangs. Okay, bye.
The day itself was uneventful. She went through her normal van life rituals, and it was supposed to be a simple evening, just another night on the road. But everything changed after dark. While relaxing inside her van, someone pulled up directly behind her, shining their headlights into her campsite. A group of strangers started to get out of their car. They weren't aggressive, but their sudden presence immediately raised her guard. In the van life community, being alone in a remote area and having unexpected visitors roll up, especially late at night, is real fear.
Somebody just parked behind me. Hey guys. Sorry, my dog's not very friendly. This is a single campsite. Are you planning on camping here? I mean, it's, yeah, this is site 2. I mean, were you guys all friends? Okay, my dog isn't friendly. Like, he's growling right now, so I mean, it's up to you, I guess, but I'd feel more comfortable if I was alone. Okay. Okay, they're leaving. Oh my goodness. I can pull the Toby's not friendly card, and I love that he does growl. They're gone now. She said, I'm not sure if you heard this part. Sorry, the lisp. Well, we don't really like dogs anyway, so we'll just keep going. I don't even think she meant that, because no one doesn't like dogs. You like dogs. I know you like dogs. You like unfriendly dogs. That's fair. But like, also, you just wanted the power of making your own decision, and you didn't want to be kicked out by some random girl in her van. I'm gonna lock my...
Sarah kept calm, but she knew she had to act fast. She leaned on a strategy many solo travelers use, leveraging her dog as a deterrent. She let the group know that Toby wasn't friendly, and it wasn't a bluff. Toby growled at the strangers from inside the van, giving Sarah just enough of a reason to politely suggest they find another spot. She explained that she preferred to be alone, especially since it was a single campsite. The group hesitated before they packed up and left. They said something to Sarah, but she didn't take it personally.
At this point, we're not going out again. I'm gonna turn that off and save power. And if someone comes back, I'm gonna take one of these bananas, pretend it's a weapon, and then take Toby out and be like, he's so unfriendly. He's growling right, which is true actually. I'm acting like I'm lying, but no, it's true. He's not very friendly to new people, so I'm gonna continue watching my show. I really want to drink that water right now, but I don't think I can.
Once they drove off, Sarah immediately locked her van doors. She admitted on camera that moments like this are exactly why solo travel can be stressful. It's not necessarily about danger, it's about the unknown intentions of strangers. There's no way to know what would have happened if she stayed silent or ignored them. But being proactive probably prevented the situation from escalating. Even small encounters like this carry real weight when you're on your own. It's not just about keeping yourself safe physically, it's about protecting your peace of mind. On April 3, 2021, a small YouTube channel with only a handful of uploads posted a video that immediately grabbed attention. The channel is run by a creator who focuses strictly on treasure hunting and metal detecting. There is no commentary on his videos. They are just straightforward videos of him scanning the ground, filming what he finds, and sharing the results with whoever happens to watch. But on this day, what started as a simple treasure hunt took an unexpected and dangerous turn. He was out in the woods, casually metal detecting, when he stumbled across something that had nothing to do with old coins or lost jewelry. Lying in the middle of the forest was a backpack, seemingly abandoned. Now, for anyone who's ever spent time exploring off the beaten path, you know this can go one of two ways. Either it's an innocent lost item, or it's something you probably don't want to get involved with. Inside the backpack were 2 large trash bags, both tightly wrapped. And what was in them? It wasn't garbage. He found packaged bricks of white powder, a handgun wrapped in cloth, loose diamonds, and stacks of cash. For a first-time metal detector upload, this wasn't exactly what most people were expecting to see. The moment is unsettling because it suggests something far more serious than simple lost property. This wasn't some backpack forgotten on a hiking trail. This looked like a drug dealer's stash, hidden deep in the woods for someone to pick up later. And that's where the real danger lies for the person who found it. Think about it. This isn't like stumbling across a lost wallet or a dropped phone. This is a high-stakes cache of illegal drugs, weapons, and untraceable wealth. Whoever put it there, they probably didn't intend to leave it for long, and they certainly didn't plan on someone else finding it. Instead of contacting the police, the YouTuber decided to cut into the bags, expose the contents, and film everything for his channel. There's no attempt to blur faces or hide evidence. He didn't leave things as they were. He openly disturbed the stash, documented the contents, and posted it all online for the world to see. On one hand, this could be an incredibly dangerous real-life find. It's not unheard of for drug runners or dealers to hide product and weapons in remote locations, either to avoid police detection or as part of a larger distribution operation. In those cases, people have been hurt or worse for much less than this. On the other hand, there's the possibility that it could be staged. The internet is full of viral stunt videos, and fake discoveries have become a trend in recent years. Some viewers pointed out that if they stumbled across something like that in real life, they wouldn't casually slice open kilos of white powder like it was just another day in the woods. Most people would call the police, or at least walk away immediately, not pull out a knife and start filming close-ups. Still, the footage leaves you with a sense of unease. Whether real or fake, it shows how fast an ordinary day can spiral into something life-threatening when you're out in the middle of nowhere. The creator hasn't posted much since. He never gave an update, never clarified whether the authorities were involved, and never explained if there was any fallout from this discovery. Either way, the decision to tamper with that kind of find isn't just reckless, it could be fatal. Like always, I'll let you draw your own conclusions from this encounter as well. The channel Hunt Your Way has become familiar for sharing real, unfiltered stories about life in the outdoors, hunting, and unfortunately, the occasional run-in with trespassers. This particular video documents a situation that started out as an annoyance but quickly turned into something much more serious. 6 years ago, he bought a remote property, a place to hunt, camp, and get away from the world. For the first 3 years, everything went smoothly. He and his family started leaving tools in the shed, trusting that no one would bother them. But then the problem started. At first, it was just random cars pulling into the driveway. They didn't have a gate up at the time, so anyone could drive in off the road. After noticing 2 or 3 different vehicles creeping onto the property, he installed cameras to keep an eye on things. That's when the real trouble began.
Bought this property about 6 years ago. Did a ton of work to the place. Completely cleaned it up. Went through, graveled the driveway. Just a full-on flip-out repair of the whole entire place. For the first 3 years, everything went smooth. We had absolutely zero problems. Started getting comfortable down there, leaving tools in the shed. No problem. So we had everything we needed down there if we had to make repairs. Then we started noticing some vehicles pulling in the driveway. We didn't have a gate up at that time, so there was 2 or 3 different vehicles that we noticed pulling in the driveways. So we threw up a bunch of cameras. So then we had our first break-in. As you can see from the pictures, they knocked our window out, the side window, and was able to pop the screen, reach around, jimmy the door, get the door open. But as you can tell, they tried to pry it open first, it looks like, before they busted the window out. Went in the camper, completely ransacked it, went through everything. Same with the sheds. They ripped the door off, the locks off, completely went through the shed, cleaned everything out.
One day, they arrived to find the camper window smashed out. Someone had tried to pry open the door, failed, and then broken the glass to reach in and unlock it. Inside, the camper had been completely ransacked. They also broke into the shed, ripping off the locks and clearing out anything of value. He reported the break-in to the sheriff's office. Deputies came out, took a report, and gathered some evidence. But then came the excuses. COVID was happening. Resources were stretched thin. Weeks went by with no updates, no returned calls, and no progress. He held onto the security footage for months, but eventually decided to release it, hoping it might help someone else in a similar situation, or at least bring attention to what happened.
So this video footage here, I've actually held on to for quite a while, since last year. As you're going to see, there's snow on the ground. I had the sheriffs come out. They took a report, gathered up evidence, and that was pretty much about the last that I heard from them. I followed up a few weeks later. This was all during COVID, and I kept getting the excuse that COVID was going on. It was slowing everything down, and then I just stopped getting the return phone calls when I left messages and trying to reach out. So it went absolutely nowhere. So yeah, I decided, hey, I'm going to put this footage out there for you guys to see, and maybe it'll help somebody else out. We're going to go ahead and roll this video here. I'm put it in slow motion here so we can talk about it. So as you can see, he's kind of creeping up here to the door. He kind of goes past the door and kind of looks, I'm assuming, to make sure there's no vehicles or anything on down the driveway. Goes up there, gives the old handle a pull. Obviously the door's locked. Then he goes over to where you can see the window I have taped to where it was broke out before. Starts peeling on that tape. That must have evidently took too long, because then next thing you know, he tries to actually pry the window open, which he does get it open enough to put his arm through there.
The footage shows a man creeping up to the camper, carefully checking to see if anyone's around. He tries the door handle, which was locked. Then he moves to the broken window from the previous break-in, where the owner had taped it back together temporarily. The man starts peeling off the tape, but when that takes too long, he pries the window open, pops out the screen, reaches inside, and unlocks the door. Luckily, by this point, the owner had learned not to leave anything valuable inside. But the thief didn't leave empty-handed. Security cameras captured him running off with an old 10-year-old electric heater, the only thing left for him to steal.
And I have put the screen back in there at this time, so you can see there he actually pops that screen out of the way, reaches around there to the door handle, and he's able to get that door unlatched. Okay, so by By now at this point here, we were smart enough not to leave really anything of any true value in the camper there. So the video, you can see him coming out. I'm going to slow-mo it as well. You can see he's running with something coming out the door, and that would actually be an old 10-year-old heater that we had in there, electric heater, that he helped himself to. And there he goes running back down the driveway.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the end of it. 2 weeks later, after the owner returned from a trip up north, he found the property had been hit again. This time, the cameras didn't catch it. The batteries had died in the freezing weather, but the signs of intrusion were obvious. The tape on the camper window had been peeled back again, and the door had been tampered with. Only this time, the thief left something behind: a knife. The owner immediately called the sheriff again, hopeful this could finally lead to a resolution. The thief was likely someone already in the system, and if his fingerprints were on file, matching them to the knife would be straightforward. The deputies came out, took the knife, and promised to run the prints, but the follow-up never came.
All right, hey, we just got back down to the property. Pulled in the driveway here, it's all ice. Got the car stuck, that's gonna be fun, but come down here to do a few things. We'll talk about that here soon, but as you can see, our thief's been back. He pulled up the tape there, and I've already actually went in the camper, and look, he left something this time. Left his knife. So, as soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna go call the sheriff, see if he can come down. I really hope they're gonna fingerprint this knife, because that's all we need to catch this guy. And I believe I know who it is, and I believe he's already in the court system, and he should already have his fingerprints on file. So all they got to do is get a print from that. It'd be pretty simple to match up. So let's hope they go the extra mile for me and get that thing fingerprinted, and we can get this guy. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, I'm gonna finish up this video with this. I wish I could tell you that the sheriff department did their job, ran his fingerprints on this knife like they said they would when they came out. He put his rubber gloves on, got his bag, took the knife, did all that, said it was gonna be ran to contact them, and I contacted them numerous times.
Calls to the sheriff's office went unanswered. Messages were left, but no one called back. The excuse, once again, was that the department was backed up and too overwhelmed to handle small property crimes. And just like before, the case went nowhere. That was one of the reasons that the landowner decided to share the footage publicly. Maybe someone in the community would recognize the thief, maybe public pressure would push the sheriff's office to take the case seriously, or maybe it was just his way of venting the frustration that comes from knowing someone is targeting your property and feeling powerless to stop it. On July 20th, 2025, the paranormal exploration channel Ghost Theory uploaded one of their most intense and dangerous investigations to date. Known for diving into haunted locations and testing the limits of their fear, the team often explores abandoned buildings, tunnels, and forts rumored to be haunted or cursed. But this time, they found themselves in a situation where the paranormal wasn't the only threat. The very environment they were in nearly became fatal. The location was the Fort Austin Tunnels, a sprawling, 3-story underground system located in Plymouth, England. These tunnels are infamous not just for their military history, but for the dark rumors that surround them. Locals claim the site is a hotspot for satanic rituals and extreme paranormal activity, and there's a tragic piece of history that ties directly into those stories.
Hello and welcome to Ghost Theory. In this episode, we attempt to uncover the secrets of an unsolved murder that may be connected to the Fort Austin tunnels that have also been known for satanic rituals.
It is said that these tunnels hold some very dark history, with many people claiming that they will never enter again due to the extreme amount of paranormal activity that happens inside.
On the 18th of April 1945, the body of 14-year-old Constance Elizabeth Williams was found on a grass verge leading up to the fort. It was rumoured that she was meeting up with a soldier that afternoon, but the identity of the soldier was never found due to the large amount of military activity in the area at the time.
According to the news at the time, she was found exactly 700 yards away from her home, which is still standing on what is now called Eggbuckland Road.
Back in April of 1945, a 14-year-old girl named Constance Elizabeth Williams was found dead on a grass verge near the fort. It was rumored that she'd gone to meet a soldier, but the case was never solved. Researchers believe the spot where her body was discovered was exactly 700 yards from her home, a distance that happens to lead directly to the entrance of these tunnels. Some speculate she wasn't just killed nearby, she may have been murdered inside the tunnels and dragged out afterward. With that history in mind, the Ghost Theory team set out to investigate. But what started as a paranormal exploration quickly became something much more dangerous.
Now, 80 years ago is quite a long time, so it's very hard to pinpoint exactly where she was found, but if you follow the old military roads for exactly 700 yards, then it actually brings you directly to the entrance of these tunnels.
This is, of course, just speculation based off of research, but with the involvement of soldiers and the fort just being the right distance from her house, there is a good chance that she was potentially murdered in the tunnels. But there is also the fact that they said that she was actually dragged from where she was killed to that point, so she was not found where she was killed.
On top of this, the tunnels have been known for its extreme paranormal activity and satanic rituals, but little did we know that this wouldn't be the most dangerous thing that we would encounter. This episode became one of the most dangerous and terrifying episodes we have ever filmed.
Right, how the you get past that then? Council of bastards, aren't they?
Yeah, just to let you know before you go in, these are supposedly satanic, haunted
Thank you.
tunnels.
Yeah.
As they entered the tunnels, the mood shifted immediately. The air was thick, the walls were charred, and the ceiling stained black from previous fires. The group noticed the overwhelming smell of smoke, not old smoke from long ago, but the fresh, choking scent of something actively burning. At first, they thought it might just be remnants from past fires lit by urban explorers, but as they moved deeper, it became clear. The tunnels were filling with smoke in real time. Somewhere above them, the top floor was on fire, and they were now trapped in an underground labyrinth with limited exits and rapidly decreasing air quality.
We need to keep away from that smoke no matter what we do. So should we go down as much as we can? The whole thing's full of smoke. Like, the thing is, with that sort of shit, you don't even know. Like, what does it mean? It doesn't have to be smoky for you to just, you could just pass out. You just get lightheaded with. The whole thing is completely full of smoke.
Fuck. Do you think someone's had a fire down here?
Wherever that was, wherever the smoke was coming in, is where someone was having a fire. And there's someone on the phone to the police saying, blah, blah, blah. I can hear them quite clearly stood there. I just heard something behind me. It's fucking dangerous having tunnels full of smoke. Like, really dangerous. What would you do if you were in an airtight space that was slowly filling up with smoke? Well, most people will probably go outside in the favour of oxygen, but we just went downstairs. You can smell it in here now.
The team debated their options. Going deeper seemed counterintuitive, but in this case, it might have been the safest move. Smoke rises, so staying low meant they had a better chance of finding breathable air. But the deeper they went, the more intense the atmosphere became. Not just because of the smoke, but because of the psychological toll of being in a known satanic ritual site while actively in danger. Their cameras caught everything: the labored breathing, the visible panic, and the moments where adrenaline blurred into confusion. At one point, they stumbled across an old rusted chair surrounded by graffiti, including the word gentleman, scrawled ominously on the wall beside it.
At least that's the exit. Good.
Brilliant.
Oh, good. Come here.
What?
That is terrifying, and I don't know why. What? Why would that be there?
Oh, it's like Sweeney Todd's chair.
There's even got gentleman written on the wall. I've seen pictures of this online. Yeah. It's quite a popular urban exploring. It's like an urban exploring postcard again.
Yeah.
But people have a lot of fires down here. Looks like there was one here that's not burnt out.
Why would you do that?
I wouldn't.
Why that bit?
I don't know, look on the ceiling, all the charring.
That's why it stinks of fire so much then.
Yeah. Okay, well this level's actually not that big.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's quite modern though. Like, look at these lights, the light switches.
Yeah.
This has been repurposed at some point for something quite new.
They pushed further, passing bricked up walls, collapsing ceilings, and long forgotten military rooms. At one point, they overheard voices outside the tunnels. Someone talking on the phone to the police, likely reporting the fire. But inside, they were on their own, trapped beneath layers of concrete, knowing full well that the structure they were exploring might soon turn into a tomb if the smoke continued to build. Their throats burned, their hearts raced, and even though they're used to paranormal investigations, this wasn't about ghosts anymore. It was about survival.
Yes. We need to get out of the smoke. We're going to get fucking carbon monoxide poisoning, aren't we? Go back to some fresh air. It's fuck.
I think it's about us.
I don't know.
It sounded like we're about saying that we're in.
If you're still watching, comment the hidden word feelings.
I don't get it. I don't know. There's someone.
That sounded like the police.
It was. Where the f are we? To the entrance. So, there's someone out there on the phone to police saying I'm at so-and-so gardens. I think it's about the fire.
Okay. Oh, well, there's probably people out there having a fire. So it's not us.
I don't know. I doubt it. We're in it. Okay. Probably we need some oxygen.
Eventually, they found a way to lower ground and caught a break as some of the smoke dispersed through vents. But even then, the experience left them rattled. They weren't just exploring haunted history anymore. They were caught in a real-life emergency inside one of the most dangerous places they've ever visited. For Ghost Theory, this wasn't just another creepy video. It was a night that came terrifyingly close to tragedy. What did you think of this encounter? Like always, let me know. This footage comes from Rancho, Romania, and while it might not be the most terrifying clip in this lineup, it definitely leaves you with questions. Two cousins were out driving on a snowy road when they got stuck in the snow. One of them, who happens to run the YouTube channel that posted the video, decided to pull out his phone, not to document a paranormal event, but just to mess around and film his cousin struggling with the car. Honestly, it was just supposed to be a lighthearted moment, but as he's recording, something unexpected happens. In the background, partially obscured by the trees, something unusual steps into frame. At first, they don't notice. They're too focused on getting the car unstuck and cracking jokes. But after a few seconds, they spot the figure standing just beyond the snow-covered tree line. It's tall, dark, and motionless, just staring at them. The moment it realizes it's been seen, the figure takes off into the woods.
I'm a day. Да. Че? Чуваку. Ce a fost aia?
Their reaction feels completely unscripted. There's genuine confusion, a mix of fear and shock. They weren't out there looking for cryptids. They were just two cousins stuck in the snow. And suddenly they find themselves wondering if they've just caught Bigfoot on camera. Whether it was real or not is up for debate, but Romania has its own share of folklore and cryptid sightings, so for many viewers, this clip hit a little closer to home. Sometimes the strangest things happen when you're not even trying to find them. With this final encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We got a lot of content planned for you, so you better have subscribed, because trust me, you don't want to miss out. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch, and with that, I'm out.